Today, we're going to step into a world, a place where dreams aren't just these fleeting images you have at night. Nope. Here, they're a real, tangible currency. You can bottle them, buy them, even sell them. So let's dive into the story of a girl whose business is, well, the very essence of the human spirit. And this right here, this quote is really the heart of the whole story. It's this piece of wisdom passed down from a grandmother that sets the entire stage. The idea is simple but so powerful. Your dreams and your identity are completely intertwined. If you lose one, you lose the other. And believe me, that idea is the key to everything we're about to see.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off in the oldest part of a city, down an alley so tight you couldn't even pass someone coming the other way. There's no flashy neon sign here, just a simple, faded wooden board that says, "Dreams Bought and Sold." And inside, that's where we meet our protagonist, a young woman named Atif, who has eyes that look like they hold all the secrets of an old, deep river.
So what exactly does she do? Well, this is a craft she actually inherited from her grandmother. She has this amazing ability to capture people's dreams in these little glass vials. And you can tell she's dedicated. Her hands are always stained with ink from labeling every single one. But you gotta understand, this isn't about making a ton of money. Her business is really built on something else entirely, a really unique kind of empathy.
So who's actually coming into this shop? You might think it's for the rich and famous, but no, it's for everyday, ordinary people. On one side, you have folks who are just burdened by their dreams. Maybe it's a beautiful memory of someone they've lost, but seeing it every night is just too painful. So they sell it to Atif. And then on the other side, you have people whose nights are just empty, a silent, dark void. They come to her to buy a little bit of light, a little bit of hope.
Okay, so Atif is going about her business, and then one day, everything changes. A young man shows up at her door, and he looks different. He's dressed like he's from a palace, but his face has this deep, weary look you wouldn't expect from royalty. And his eyes, wow. The story describes them as being like a mirror where the reflection has just been wiped clean, totally empty.
He tells her his name is Prince Shahab, but then he says the name doesn't mean a thing to him because, get this, 3 weeks ago, he was found by a river with absolutely no memory. Nothing. Not his past, not his childhood. He can't even picture his own mother's face. People keep telling him he's a prince, but inside, he feels like a total stranger to himself. He's just empty. And here's the kicker. His nights are completely dreamless.
So now, Atif has a real puzzle on her hands. This isn't just another customer with empty nights. This guy's entire past has been wiped out. And she starts to put the pieces together. She realizes the key has to be the connection between his missing memories and his missing dreams.
And her diagnosis is just brilliant. She explains it to him like this. Memories and dreams are like the two banks of the same river. You can't have one without the other. So if someone's memories are stolen, their dreams disappear right along with them. And that's when it hits her. This wasn't some random accident. It was a dark, sinister plot designed to make sure he could never, ever find his way back to who he truly is. So for the next 3 weeks, Atif gets to work. She tries to help him using the dreams she already has in stock. Every day, he breathes in the essence of someone else's dream. You know, the feeling of a mother's love, or the thrill of a child's dream of flying. And it kind of works, but only in tiny fragments. He gets these faint whispers, little glimpses of things, but it's just not enough to rebuild his life. These borrowed dreams, they're just not strong enough.
This leads Atif to a really tough conclusion. This patchwork quilt of other people's dreams just isn't going to cut it. To really break through and unlock the prince's past, something much more powerful is needed. Something incredibly personal. A dream that's not bought or sold, but given freely as a gift.
And right at this crucial moment, she remembers what her grandmother taught her. See, Atif has her own dream. It's this beautiful, recurring vision she has of walking through a green valley with her grandmother. It is, by far, her most treasured possession. But her grandmother's wisdom points her toward making a truly incredible, selfless choice.
Of course, Shahab is completely horrified by this idea. He's like, why would you do this for me? I'm just a stranger. But Atif has a different perspective. She knows that a kingdom without its king is lost, and a man without his dreams is just as lost. And so with that thought, she pulls the cork from the bottle.
And the moment that vial is opened, the entire room just fills with this incredible light. And with it comes this flood of sensations, the smell of rain on dry dust, of old books, of flowers.
And as Shahab breathes it all in, he closes his eyes. A warmth just spreads all through him, a feeling like the first light of morning, that feeling of finally coming home. It's like the memory of a familiar, loving hand holding his when he was a scared little boy. And then it happens. As he breathes in the very essence of her life, his own life comes rushing back to him. The very first word he whispers is mother. He can see her, sitting by his bed. He remembers it all, everything. Atif's incredible sacrifice, it actually worked.
So a month and a half goes by. Shahab had promised he would come back, but he hasn't. Atif keeps running her shop, but something's different now. Something's missing. With her own dream gone, her nights are now the empty ones. That joy she used to get from her work is just gone. Now she's left with that same exact void that her customers used to come to her to fill.
But then, one evening, he's back, and he is a completely different person. That emptiness in his eyes, totally gone. Now, they're full. They're alive. They're filled with a sense of purpose. You see, her gift didn't just hand him back his past. It gave him the strength he needed to go out and reclaim his future.
So he tells her everything. He explains that he used those memories to uncover a plot by his own uncle to steal the throne. Then he tracked down the actual sorcerer who stole his past in the first place and confronted him. And to pay back the incredible debt he owed Atif, he demanded something amazing: an exchange.
Atif is just stunned. He actually brought her dream back to her, but she has to know at what cost. So she asks him the very same question he asked her all that time ago. Why would you give up your dreams? And his answer just brings the whole story full circle. He says, because you gave yours for me. He willingly sacrificed his own dreams just to repay her kindness. It's incredible.
And so, right there in that little shop, the gift is returned. Atif holds the warm vial, the one that contains her own precious dream, and she opens it. That familiar scent, the light, the vision of her grandmother in the valley, it all comes flooding back. And for the first time in what feels like forever, she just weeps.
But wait, what about Shahab? Are his nights empty now? Well, not exactly, he tells her. He still has his memories to guide him. But more importantly, he has a new dream now. A different kind of dream. One that he has when he's wide awake. And that dream, it's a future with the girl with the ink-stained hands. The one who truly understands what dreams are worth.
And that right there is the ultimate lesson of their whole journey. The story started with dreams you have when you're asleep, but it ends with something even more powerful. The dreams you build when you're awake. The ones that become your purpose, your goals, your love.
So the story leaves us with a question. One for all of us to think about in our own lives. What is your waking dream? What's that hope, that goal, or maybe that person that's more precious than any memory? The thing that keeps you going long after you've opened your eyes in the morning?